What's up, babe?
What's up, babe?
I'm good. How's your day?
Productive?
Yeah?
Eh.
No?
Productive, but I don't know. It was productive and slow paced.
Productive not in the way you would have preferred?
For sure.
Okay. I love how I can translate for you.
Yeah.
To you.
Someone needs to.
Okay, so today is
what
a
you
little...
on? You forgot.
Oh, what am I sipping on? I have some wine my dear friend Deanna brought for me some time ago. And I don't drink like I used to, so it's been here a while. But it's a white. A white wine. I don't know.
I'm sipping on air.
You had water last time.
I just ate and I'm full and I don't want anything else going to my stomach.
Yeah,
full.
until like an hour from now, you're like, I want some popcorn.
Yeah, what time is it? 7:20? For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so today's topic is a little more somber. But I think it's something a lot of people, when you get married, that's not what you're thinking about. Marriage is like a high and dating is the high, and you're traveling, you're doing stuff, you have kids, but nobody really thinks about death. Death of a spouse or death of a spouse's parent. And then it's like when you get there, it's like shit, what do you do?
A child.
Or a child. Can you imagine? Oy. I mean, knock on everything. We've not gotten there yet. But, and it's like you can't plan. You don't know who's going to go first. You don't know if it's your parent, your spouse, one of your kids. Like, it's just not there. So last year around this time, a little earlier in January, we lost your dad, which I remember always saying, we're so fortunate to be our age and have both our parents, because I still have my parents, and at the time you still had your parents, which is a rare thing for people our age, much less for people who are married, to still have both parents living.
Yes.
So while you fiddle
with
your mic,
trying to show you, and I was messing mine up.
Oh, I think you twist the other part. Anyway, while you figure that out, I'm just gonna brief. So we had a wedding at our house last year on the 1st of January. My cousin got married here at our home, and it was just this huge, lavish wedding. And then the following day, your mom calls, your dad's back in the hospital. We pick up and go. We try to clean up the house as much as we could because we just had a wedding here. The tent was still here. We still had chairs and tables. The people were supposed to come pick it up. The kids were here. And so we were just like, okay, you guys hold down the fort. We've never left y'all like this before, ever. And we need to go to Corpus. Went to Corpus. Your dad passes away. We drive back that night because we don't want the kids, one, alone at night, and two, we don't want someone to tell them and they don't have any emotional support.
Yeah.
And then everything just kind of tumbled from there. And so what do you think? You think people know they're going to die?
Oh, definitely. I think so. People know when it's their time. I feel like they know almost to a T. Like, they know specifically the day. Like, this is the day. I think they do.
You think so?
I think so.
Probably not in an accident, but an illness. You think they kind of have
When you have an illness or an ailment that's just ongoing, you know that this is so different. Or you get tired and you're like, I'm tired of this crap. Or either you don't want to fight and you're tired of seeing other people cater or come to you and have a self-guilt. I know I would have that.
Oh, you have it now in life.
Yeah, so I know if I'm on my way out, I don't want people coming out their way for me. I don't even like accepting compliments, let alone coming to do things for me. But yeah, I think so. But he had already been in the hospital.
Yeah.
Multiple times in the past.
Yeah, year.
But I still feel like it was that time where everyone started getting, right before COVID really popped off nationally. I feel like that was it. Just I'm sure y'all know people as well that were not diagnosed with COVID but had complications
Yeah.
before it went,
Yeah.
hell. International, whatever, hell.
For sure. I think, I feel like he knew, like, when we got there, he, like, squeezed my hand so tight, like it was a goodbye, and that my heart honestly believes he waited for you. He just had to see you, and he was good, and he was like, okay, I can move on now. Do you want to share on that, or do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, I was just thinking about it, because, like, he was in there for maybe a week or two.
He was in there for a few days, went home for a night, and then
like
went back.
Because we didn't go down there immediately.
Yes, you're right. For a week.
Like a couple weeks, maybe 2 weeks.
A week, something like that.
Yeah.
A week and a half.
Yeah.
Went home for like a night or 2 nights,
Yeah.
maybe max, and then went back. I think he went home the Friday, so he was home the Friday night, the Saturday night.
New Year's. Matter of fact, it's in my phone.
Okay.
It's the last time he texted me.
And then he went home for real.
Still in my favorites.
Is he?
He ain't
He's
coming
still
out.
No. He's still in my thing. Sometimes I want to call
I texted
him.
him yesterday and on Monday, December the 5th.
You text him yesterday?
Yeah.
You're so cute. What'd you text him? Do you want to say?
What you doing, Dad?
I love you so much.
And on the 5th of December, I said, love you, Pops. Keep us blessed and grateful up there.
You never told me this.
So,
I'm not going to cry.
November 30th, text him on September 28th. But the last text he sent me was getting ready to go home this evening. That was December 31st at 4:39 p.m. And I remember that. And I texted him. He didn't reply, which is odd. I texted him back like 20 minutes after that. Just saying, okay, are you happy about that? Like, question mark. He never replied though. But that was December 31st. I think he went back in the hospital New Year's Day.
Yes.
So, like, he went home
No, he went back on the
2nd.
The morning of the 2nd, your mom called, and she was like, we're taking your dad back to the hospital.
Okay. Well, didn't they come and get him?
I believe so.
They had to come and get him.
They came to pick him up.
Because he was having problems breathing. So, my dad's tough as hell, if you know Galen. Galen's a tough country boy.
Put his fingers in the fire pit and turn the meat kind of...
Barbecued with his bare hands.
Yeah.
Flipped the ribs bare hands. Would tease my brother and I because we couldn't do it.
You
couldn't
sure
try.
can't.
Hell no. And somehow you still try all the time, but you can't do it.
No.
Can you flip barbecue with your bare hands?
No. Like solid meat though. Not like... Not a wing.
Yeah.
Not a wing.
Like chicken and the ribs. Like literally grab the ribs and flip it. Brisket. And to cool them off, you just hit your thigh a couple times, and then you go back into it. But he went in, and he came home because he had all his he had been diagnosed with a few things, and then he was going home, which I felt was odd. That's a whole nother
episode.
Topic. Corpus Christi medical.
Don't get sick
field.
in Corpus.
My God.
Just don't.
My God.
Don't.
And so then, like, it's like that time when my mom called, we knew
it's funny.
So different this time. Even though she didn't say anything that was different, but we just picked up, like,
we felt it.
This time, like, it's time.
At the same time, that morning, I remember, like, you hanging up and, like, as I'm saying to you, this is different. We need to go. It was like 7 a.m. You're telling me in that same breath, some things we need to go. Like, I feel like God prepares us and we're all connected spiritually. We all come from Him. So, of course, we're connected and we can feel things sometimes stronger than other times. And we both knew something was different that day. We both knew that pretty much that was it. We knew... I felt that was it.
Yeah, for sure. We had to... I didn't expect him to pass, but I knew that it was like something serious. Like it was time to come and make some changes or decisions.
Yeah.
Which I thought initially would be for him to come up here to a better medical center or facility, because of our past transgressions down there.
Yeah. I just knew for sure he wasn't going home. And I didn't know when I thought he would go home. I just knew it was grave.
And he never should have been able to go home either.
No. But that's ongoing.
We had experiences with that before this. Yeah. Because they sent him home one time. He was in the hospital. They sent him home, like, not able to walk.
That was so dumb.
Like, they sent
I was
my dad
so
home.
pissed.
He wasn't even able to walk. They sent him home and we had to go get a wheelchair.
We had to go buy a
He
wheelchair.
couldn't even walk.
And take him, and I mean, that is your dad was what, like 6'4", 4.5"? He was 6'5", because I would hug him. I would have to tiptoe to like get my chin on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get that height.
No.
Jacob did, my cousin.
But so he was tall, and he was a solid country boy. And we had to like move that man.
Yeah, and it was just, and that, I think, did we leave that day or the next day?
We left the following day.
To come up here.
Yeah, because I was like crying, and I was like, Dad, I ain't never asked you for nothing else in my life.
You went country mode.
I went country mode.
Yeah, and we come up here and wind up admitting him to Memorial Hermann, which is a great medical facility.
Yeah, love.
I think he was hospitalized for like 2 days.
He was in there for a couple days. Remember, I took the week off. I couldn't focus at work. I was just like,
and then he's walking and back to normal.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Corpus.
But again, these are things you don't prepare for in marriage, and you just. It wasn't just that he passed. Like 62.
62.
We watched him transition. I feel like for me, that's the closest I've been to God. Because that transition of life it was, I don't know, I can't explain. But do you feel, and be honest,
I'm going to.
I'm
that here trying not to cry.
I supported you well during that time. Because
absolutely.
It's not something you cannot prepare for losing your parent, and you cannot prepare for your spouse losing their parent, and like, you don't know what to do. You want to take the sadness away. You want to solve everything for them. You just want to, like, do. And do you feel like emotionally, like, I supported you? And, like, how do you feel about that?
No, you could have done better. No, I'm joking. No, you did an excellent job, for sure. But I do want to say something that I disagree. Not disagree, you probably didn't mean it, but you said you can't prepare. I think you can prepare for losing a mother, a dad, a child. You can prepare for it.
Okay.
You can be prepared, because that's, hopefully we're sharing this so you can be prepared when these things happen.
Okay, can I correct myself?
Yeah, for sure.
You can't prepare you can't prepare the way you support them, like, because you don't know how this person's going to react. So that's what I mean. You cannot prepare to support them. Like, I thought you would be punching. I always in my head thought you'd be punching holes, breaking shit. Like, you'd be so upset and angry, and what I imagined happening didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, you were so accepting, and there are things that come with death. Like, you feel guilty, I wish I had, and, like, just so much that, I mean, how do I prepare to support you? I don't know. I just know how to get things done.
Yeah, and that's definitely what you jumped in doing, because, like, the learning aspect, I don't know if you have this in your cue cards, but, like, what to do, because here it is, my dad is gone, and, like, what's next? Was a will prepared? Like, what assets are there? Does he have money for a funeral? Was there insurance? Social Security? My mom doesn't work. What happens? Like, all those things just have to be lined out. And those are things that we want y'all to be aware of and to knock out before something happens. Like, you need to have a will. We don't have a will.
We need to do that next week. We say that all the time, but we really need to.
Have a will established for yourself and for your parents, your kids, etc. Because it's not as simple as you think, that just because your parents are married or have a biological kid is not that simple.
No.
It is not that simple by any means. We had to go through legal, and what was it called?
We had to get, so he didn't have a will. So, one, because we were doing a lot on behalf of your mother, who's obviously a grieving widow, she had to make you power of attorney.
Correct.
And then after that, we had to get an attorney, because each county is different. You can't even say state. Each county is different. You have to get probate done, which means she can now make decisions on behalf of him since he's passed on. So closing bank accounts or selling assets, that document
vehicles.
Gives her permission to do that. Making sure you get death certificates or you have all your documents in order, marriage certificate, birth certificate, social security card, ID,
funeral arrangements.
Oh my goodness. It was so much. Making sure you order enough death certificates from the funeral home. Normally they take care of that part when you go make the funeral plans.
Right.
Making sure you order enough, because you just never know what you'll need it for, and you don't want to have to keep going back to whatever county to ask for a copy. That then takes 2 weeks. That if there's another round of COVID, who knows when you'll get it.
That was another wrench, was like, we don't live there.
Yeah. Oh
so
my
it's
gosh.
Like we have to take off weeks at a time, not
driving
just for the
down,
bereavement, but like to take care of things.
Yeah. The first time we went back, we were there for a week.
A week solid, yeah.
The kids were out of school for a week. Like, we didn't have a choice.
Where did the kids go? To the bios?
No, they were with us.
Oh, they went with us. They were with us.
Yeah, we came back.
To get them.
We came back the Sunday night. We packed up the house, dropped the dogs off to boarding, did a whole bunch of stuff, and drove back on Monday.
With the kids for a week. That alone, Lord.
Stayed for a week.
Wow.
And then, I think a week after that, you went. I don't think I went with you. I think you went, and then we went, and then sometime after we went to get your mom.
Where'd I go back down there for? Some legal stuff?
Probably. Yeah. Documents, and it's just so much.
So much paperwork. It's just not simple where you think that, okay, this person was married, everything goes to the wife. No. It doesn't work like that.
No, you have to, like, show proof. And then, like, for us, we have stepkids. Well, your son. Yes, we're blended.
That's the whole point of the podcast.
So it's like, okay, these children are not biologically his. His son is not biologically mine, which was something we had to do with your brother.
Right.
And, like, it's just, there's so many little details that...
It's annoying.
It is annoying. It's so much. And
for me, like, it was just like, it made me, I didn't know how I would react to either, but I think I reacted to his passing like I thought I would. But I was like, literally just tunnel vision, make sure my mom's okay.
Yeah, I think we both were.
Yeah, you were too. Like, make sure mom's okay, Irma's good, our kids are handling it well, and able to communicate and talk to us about how they're feeling, what they're feeling. But what I think I was okay with, get out of there. You're not going to cry. What I was good with, what helped me with my dad passing, my dad dying, my dad being gone, RIP, is... I didn't have any regrets with
That's amazing.
My dad. Like, I didn't feel like I didn't spend enough time with him. I didn't feel like I didn't share.
Maybe because we hung out all the time.
Yeah. So I felt like it was a full life, even though I did wonder I did question, like, why so early? Like, 62. And you see other people with their parents that are 80s and 90s, and, like, some people are, like, 60 and their mom's still alive. I'm like...
Yeah.
That was the part where I felt like
jolted.
Cheated. Yeah, cheated. But I can't say that I have any regrets or like, man, I wish I would have. Man, I didn't have that. So I think just knowing that, and then knowing his personality, he's much like me. Like, my dad wasn't ever just upset. Dad was happy. My dad was definitely the country dude, funny, comedian, music loving,
barbecuing,
huge heart, barbecuing, no nonsense, don't run up, don't mess with his kids or grandkids. Guy that, you know, he was just that person, and forgot what I was going to allude to.
But can I say something real quick? So today, Sefia and I were at a pop-up market today, downtown Houston, and I said a word that your dad says all the time. And I was like telling Sefia, I'm like, he would make up words all the time. And then I was like, just like my husband. So. And I think of all the people who have lost him, I mean, you and your mom included, I feel like I'm the most fortunate because you're so much like him. It's like I still have him all the time, every day. You just have to talk. You just have to wake up and talk, and I'm like, Galen has arrived. Like, he's like so much in you, but I didn't realize the makeup word part.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Just like his dad. Damn. Like, it just clicked today. Yeah. Like, y'all are just so much the same.
Y'all see the good shoes?
Oh my
Squirrel.
Goodness.
No, we upped our dress code at the storefront. So, no more joggers and comfortable shoes.
Nah.
I have to do my hair every day.
Hey, stay on topic.
No, I was just saying squirrel. Because I just told them why the shoes there. I don't dress like this.
But, okay, so back to supporting your spouse. Like, in what ways did you think you needed support? And in what ways do you think I supported you well? Because I can't do everything perfectly. I can just give you my all, my 100%. But sometimes my 100% may not be what you need. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So in what ways do you think I was helpful emotionally, physically, mentally?
For the actual doing part, the actual action you showed, like, Lord knows I'm not finna sit here and read. I don't want to sit here and read all these documents we need to sign and get notarized and sent to probate and paralegals, and you just jumped in there. Funeral arrangements, you jumped in there. Like, I've never done these things.
Me neither.
So we were together in that. More so you. You did more than I did.
I just felt like your mom is grieving.
Yeah.
That's the last thing.
That's not what my mom... We don't want my mom dealing with that crap.
No. Absolutely not. And then you're grieving. And as much as I will say, like, that was my dad. I would always tell people the only reason we say in-law is so that people don't think I'm married and kissing my brother. But that was my dad. At the same time, that was your dad. So I didn't want you... I wanted you to go through the journey of grief in a healthy manner. Like, don't skip the steps.
Yeah.
Because then it comes back. Like, go through. So I just felt like, Proverbs 31 wife. Like, what the fuck else would I do?
31 what?
Proverbs 31 woman, wife? I don't know.
That's new.
I don't even know what the Proverbs 31 verse is, but that's what it's called, like a good wife.
Okay, gotcha.
So I wanted to be a good wife.
Of more of you for that time. But it wasn't a shock to me because you like live like that. Like, you're a doer. So. Like, I do my job and I am a good parent, but you do above and beyond. You're a
great parent. Don't ever talk like that.
I know, but you do above and beyond. Like, everything you do. You do more and learn more and want to learn more and do this. You just do it. I'm like, I might complain first and then do it. You just jump in.
You don't like the process. You like results. I don't mind the process. But, so yeah, I think there's just so much. So in addition to what I would advise, make sure there's a will.
You have to have a will.
Make sure you share as many passwords as you can, because sometimes you may want to get into some system and it'll send an email to verify or a text to verify on the person's phone. And if you don't have access to it, you're SOL. And it gets really frustrating because there are so many little details and so many things to knock out. When a person dies, you don't want to miss stuff. Something else I think is important, debt. So, like, creditors will start coming after the living spouse for owed debt if said debt is in the name of the spouse who's moved on. Mm-hmm. You don't owe them anything. And I think they will call you and pressure you and send you into a fluster. And if you don't know, that on top of grief is just depressing. For sure. You don't owe them anything. Whatever bills come in the mail on that person's name, put it in the trash. Don't stress yourself out. They can't come after you. Yeah, what are they going to do?
Yeah, because it can get ugly. Like if you owe something on your vehicle or, boat, whatever. And... say you're the surviving spouse and was your name on that? You may not remember. Was Was the name of the vehicle, was it in your name and your spouse's name?
Oh my goodness.
Did someone co-sign for it? Was there a guarantor? There's all those things that just come into play. And they don't care that you just lost someone, but it's stuff that you want to avoid because it's just something to add on top of you grieving. Like, it's going to literally add another 4 weeks of... Actually, it was longer than that. There's still stuff you have to deal with.
Yeah. So, I mean, stuff comes in the mail now, like medical bills, and it's just like what the hell, man?
Good luck.
What the hell? And making sure you call your banks and the Social Security office to let them know your partner has passed away, or your parent or your spouse's parent, because people jump at the opportunity. Like, there are bots or hackers who wait for a death certificate to start doing stuff in that person's name, which is so disgusting to me. So you kind of have to jump ahead of that before it happens. So that, like, the bureaus and stuff know, like, this person is no longer alive, kind of thing. It's just so much.
You're doing good. I'll make you cry.
No, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not in that headspace. Not tonight. I think I have a relative who just lost her husband, and my mom and my sister want me to reach out to her to kind of go through this process, because she actually has lost a husband before, just not in the US. And because I just kind of went through all these things, I kind of have like a guideline in my head. So I think I go out of emotional mode and into mental mode, and I'm like, there's no time for emotion. You have to cry later. You just have to walk into the things you need to do and knock them out.
Yeah. I think that's one of my assets, is like doing for others in that time. A time of struggle or a time of loss. I can, like, not even that I want to put my emotions to the side. It's like, okay, this is what it is. It's here. Like, how can you help out? In this instance, my mom.
Yeah.
Like, I need to be there for her. Like,
100%.
I don't have time to be crying in a corner. No. Balled up.
No.
You know what I mean?
Because I felt like we still had each other. Your mom is now on this. She spent 45 years of her life with this person. She's now on her own. Yeah. And so there's a lot to figure out when you train. And it's not like it takes time, like over months. Boom, on your own, done. Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So, that was really important.
It's abrupt.
Here we go.
Abrupt.
You say abrupt. Don't pretend for the people. Someone needs to start making a list of words, and maybe we'll do a giveaway. A word, because you've said a word every episode that is, it's either not how you pronounce it, or not the definition.
Proverbs, 31 wife.
Or, like, thank you, Lord, for the food we're about to conceive. Like, so start a list of his words, and maybe when we get to episode 10, I'll do like an Almost August giveaway, and whoever can spot the words wins.
I did because thank you, Lord, for the food we're about to conceive.
And try to convince me that it was correct.
If you Google all the synonyms, conceive can be used in that context.
No, babe.
Watch.
I'm not going to look it up.
By myself.
Absolute rubbish.
All right. What else you have?
That's pretty much it. It's a short episode today.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
What else can we talk about? Talk about someone for loss, like
What else?
It doesn't go away.
No.
You know what? I do have guilt now sometimes.
Really?
Only because, like, I may go maybe a day, maybe without thinking
of him.
That I'm like, dang, how could I not think of my dad today or in this moment? Like, I'm driving his truck.
Yeah, you know? But it's almost, I feel like he didn't live here with us. He lived in Corpus. So there were periods of time where you didn't see each other, or you didn't speak for a day or two, or something like that. Yeah. We hung out a lot. I didn't know, like, hanging out with in-laws could be so much fun, and we had the best times.
I would just say that, like, lean on the good times.
Yes, for sure.
Make them, create them now while you can.
Yeah.
You know, that little feeling you have for, it doesn't have to be a parent or a loved one, but it could be your friend or a childhood associate, even though you don't have to hang with them, but that feeling you have or that slight urge when you think about it that time where you're like, hey, man, I should text this person.
Do it.
And then you get distracted and do something else. Text that person. Call them.
Note
if
to
not
self.
for you, if not for you, for them. Like,
yeah.
There's a reason that you're getting that feeling.
For sure.
Believe me, it's
sure.
needed. It may not be life or death, but it's needed. When you get that feeling like, man, I haven't checked on this person. I haven't heard from this person, and yada, yada, yada. But do it. It's a text message. You feel good about it.
What do you think is the reason why? So, I feel like, okay, your loved one dies, right? Or someone close enough, loved one, whatever. Your loved one dies, there's the funeral, and in those moments, like near the person's death, like right after funeral time or whatever, you reflect on life a lot. And then it kind of wears on you and you start to reprioritize people, things that you thought were important that really aren't important anymore. You go through this whole, I need to change my life because death.
Yeah.
And then a few months after that, that kind of just goes away. Why do you think?
Human nature.
You think we just forget that feeling because feelings aren't?
I don't feel like you forget the feeling. I feel like you go back to your comfort.
Life.
You go back to not being committed to what you said you were going to do. You need to watch that sermon. I started it. PMJ. It was commitment today.
I didn't watch it today.
But he was like, you get comfortable in your past, but you don't, so you can't progress because you just stay with what you used to do, what you're comfortable doing. So you're never going to move forward when you're trying to progress in life or do something better. You're sticking to the comfortable thing that you've always done or continue to do because you don't break apart from it. So you can't climb. You just falling back in the way.
So you think it's just like a moment?
Yeah, it's a moment, and
then you just go back to life the way it was.
Yeah, it's like a commitment. Like if you commit to anything, you commit to a job, you commit to working out, you commit to fasting. After a couple of days, then you're back, or a week. It's like that with more than just loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like, I mean, I know for myself, like, I mean, your dad's the most recent. I have lost family members before, but like your dad was the second most significant loss in my life. So it's like I was 6 or 7, and then I lost people, but they were not as important as my godmother and your dad to me. So going through that again, I feel like it's, I want to change things and I see life differently because death has happened, and that's like
Yeah.
Whoa.
What was hard too was seeing other people like just break down.
Yes.
That was hard as hell for me. Like seeing that, I had to like look away.
Me seeing you broken, that was hard for me. You and Elijah. I'm not gonna cry.
Of course, Elijah.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
We're fighting together.
Because Elijah he's not like a crier too much.
No.
And then when he cries, there's like no noise. It's just the weight of the emotion, just tears. But you and Elijah really kicked my butt.
Yeah.
Kicked my butt. And then seeing like all the people who just love, I mean, he was literally the greatest man I knew in my life. Just how can you not love him? Just such a great dude. But yeah, all this to say, we just wanted to pop in, make sure we gave y'all an episode this week, and remind you, married couples especially, make sure you have your paperwork together. Make sure you communicate with your spouse about even how you want to be buried and what do you want. Like for us, we don't want a funeral. We don't want a memorial. It's direct cremation. Hey, let me text you. She's out. She's gone to the Lord.
Put a little 40 Creek on my ashes.
Call it a day. Because I honestly, one, I'm not a people person. When I'm emotional, I don't want to talk to anyone. Much less losing my best friend. And I just, all that fanfare and expense, I could do something else with that money. Like, I could give it to someone in need, buy somebody's groceries. I'm not buying you no fancy.
I want people traveling on my behalf.
No.
I don't want you spending hotel money on my behalf. And I know it's selfish, but guess what? It's my dang life, so
it's not selfish.
I'm not having like a funeral and service, and someone outside of her wants to do that. That's on them.
I told my family. I've said that to my family. Like, if y'all want to have something, y'all go ahead and have that. Yeah. Jason's not doing that. I don't think the kids want that either. They were like, I don't want to see you like that. I don't want to be remembered like that either.
I don't want that either. Like, thank God my dad didn't look, different when he passed, because I don't like the funerals like that.
The only
I don't like funerals at all.
Let me tell you, this is so silly, and he'll probably like pull the covers on me tonight. He's gonna get me. But that lip gloss they put on his lips. Ooh, I wish I could know how he felt about that damn lip gloss.
He's talking putting that on me, man.
Because I don't think he liked it.
Daddy don't like that. First person.
Yes.
No, Daddy don't like that.
I don't think he liked that lip gloss.
Manicure.
The manicure was nice. That was nice. Because he had working man hands. So, but he looked relaxed.
Yeah.
He looked at peace with the world. But that lip gloss.
I've never seen anyone. Have you ever seen? You've seen someone die before your eyes, haven't you?
No. This was my first time.
Yeah, we were in the room, like literally saw him pass.
Yeah, that was my first time. I mean, I've seen dead people.
Yeah.
But not that. That's why I say I feel like that's the closest I've been to God, because he transitioned in front of us, and
He didn't say much to me either. He was just looking at me.
He was trying to talk, but he couldn't breathe, and he was hot, but his body was doing all his things in the.
Doing like this to my mom, be quiet. On his deathbed.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Damn tough.
Yeah, it's crazy how life is. But get your stuff in order. Get a will. Ask your loved one, your partner, what they would like.
Sure, yeah, get it done. Get it
done.
Don't even wait.
We need to get it done. We say that.
You have cousins. You have aunties and aunts.
And then what I realized today, if you have children, our daughter will be 20 next month. She needs to have a will because she has bank accounts in her name, and the vehicle is in her name, stuff like that. And it's not to say we don't know what to do as her parents, but it's going to these offices to sell something or move money. It helps you along that journey of getting things done during grief.
Basically, if it's not written down or notarized or you have a witness, it's free access for any relative, even non-biological child to come after those assets.
For sure.
There's no legal ties just from being married to someone.
Nope. Not at all. So, thank y'all for joining us tonight. I know it wasn't the best topic, the most cherry topic, but we wanted to just, share some information, share some stuff that we've learned. I think that's the whole point of the podcast, just to share what we've been learning through marriage and relationship and being blended and having kids. And that's not the highlight of our life, but it is something that happens that you have to be prepared for.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Good job, not crying, babe.
I didn't cry. Almost.
Almost for me.
Talking about you and Eli.
I almost got you. I was thinking about other people at the funeral.
God, talking about Eli and just remembering.
Should we do comedy at the funeral?
Should we do comedy at the funeral? If it's a West Indian, a Dominican. If it's a Dominican funeral, throw me in the hole, take me to
God.
all that. Yeah. Grabbing the dirt to get in the hole, and I've seen that. I don't know what it's like over here, but I've seen that. Anyway, we're out. Thank you guys for joining us. Like this video. I can never talk at the end. Like this video. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram. We have episodes on Amazon Music. Oh, Patreon. We're on Patreon now. And it's $3 a month to get the juicy episodes, which we decided today that we were going to call a little blended after dark.
We're still brainstorming.
Anyway, it's
but the episodes on Patreon are way more spicy.
Yeah, it's like the parts of marriage that, I mean, they're juicy, and some people don't know how to talk about and don't want to talk about, and
it's so much fun. Like, even
it's fun
doing this one, you know, it's more informative, and
yeah, that's the word.
It was hard to even come back from the last time we recorded. I was like, how are we supposed to top that and come and talk about regular things after we just had that fun episode? But yeah, they're really, really fun. Patreon, A Little Blended. We're also on TikTok.
Oh yeah, we're on TikTok.
And more coming soon. We'll be releasing episodes, regular podcasts on every Wednesday pretty much. And then Patreon to be determined. Yeah, weekly. We just haven't figured out what date. We're still pretty new, but I really appreciate you guys taking this journey with us. There's so many podcasts out there, and I'm really grateful that you choose to listen to us in these moments. And as we grow, and, you know, soon enough we'll be able to get you cars when you subscribe. You know, you never know. You never know. Look at Oprah. Okay, we're out for real this time. See y'all next time. Holla. Peace.